Joe Piataro here with your Muscle Sport Minute for today, and this episode is brought to you by gbdtclothing.com. That's Get Big or Die Trying. Nice, beautiful, double-sided gym apparel. My buddy Damian Martin hooked me up with this beautiful shirt, and we are proud to have him on board as a sponsor for Muscle Sport Magazine. Hey, the big question out there, a lot of bodybuilding fans want to know, is bodybuilding a sport or not? My answer is, who gives a fuck? Honestly, let's think about it. Does it make it any better or worse if somebody thinks it's a sport or not? Does it make it more popular or less popular if somebody constitutes it? Yes, it is a sport, or somebody goes, no, that is not a sport. When I first started covering bodybuilding, I was a regular, pro sports writer. Football, basketball, baseball, hockey, all of that shit, right? And when I first started covering bodybuilding, I used to always try to defend it. Yeah, it's a sport because, the guys got to stay in great shape and they can't, eat bad food. And, you got these ball players that are fucking drinking beers and smoking cigarettes, baseball players, and the pitchers are fat. And how do you call that? An athlete versus this guy who's ripped like Dexter Jackson or something. So I used to spend, a little time and effort trying to defend it because I was proud of it. I was into it. And then obviously when I started working in the industry for Flex and for muscular development, and then also when I started Muscle Sport Magazine in 2008, even more so, I tried to defend it because it's where I was fucking earning my keep, right? But then over the years, I started to think about it and I was like, does it really fucking matter? I don't give it. Does it fucking change what I do every day or what you guys do every day? Working out, reading about it, going to the shows if that's what you're into doing, following the circuit, the pro circuit. Does it matter if it's a fucking sport or not? I interviewed Lee Haney one time and he says it's a sport/science. I guess that's probably a great way to categorize it because it is kind of like a science in a way, especially at the professional contest level. These guys have to know their timing, their bodies. They have to do all of this stuff. And, of course, we're talking about steroids. We're talking about diet. We're talking about training. We're talking about rest. We're talking about everything. And, as far as, drying out, carbing down, carbing up, and all of this shit. So a lot of this stuff, it's scientific in a way. But does it make it a sport? Now, I always tried to say, and I think, Greg and myself have spoke about this on the podcast, the sport part is more of the prep. The actual pageantry of it, if you will, the competition, that's not really a sport part of it. People just look at that and they get too hung up on, it's a bunch of fucking guys wearing, like fucking little dong underwear type of things, flexing. You're a fucking fag if you like that. No, I'm not, but that's beside the point. They don't see the bikini girls and the figure girls and the bodybuilding women and the physique women and all of that and the fitness women and all of these fucking mint fucking hot women with a fucking ass like a fucking ripe apple. They don't see all of that, all right? All they see is the guys with the fucking ball bags hanging out, right? The ball bag shorts, I call them. They don't see the whole prep part of the bodybuilding world, the bodybuilding industry. So to me, the sport part of it, if we're going to argue if it's a sport or not, I'm going to say, well, this guy for fucking 12 months was working out like a fucking animal. There is no real off season in bodybuilding. Yeah, they may take a break, maybe a month off after a heavy show schedule or something like that. But for the most part, even after they have enjoy their junk food meal, and maybe even a junk food month, some of them, if they really need time off. Like a guy like Phil Heath that competes once a year. If he wants to enjoy himself and go to the Caribbean island and fucking drink fucking booze and eat shit for a month, he's going to be able to do that and bounce back in no time once he gets back into the fucking swing of things. But the point is, their swing of things is a lot longer than what they were doing as far as the off-season type of behavior and intake and all of that other shit. So is it a sport? If you want it to be a sport, go for it. Call it a fucking sport. To me, I think it's more of a lifestyle thing. I mean, to me, even a professional bodybuilder that's winning shows and stuff like that, he's living the lifestyle. It has nothing to do with really the sport, where at the moment where the lights are on and the fucking cameras are snapping, that's not the sport part of it. So that's why it gets a little confusing. The people that don't follow it that closely. But we follow it closely in Muscle Sport Mag. And you know why? Because that's how we fucking pay our bills here. $32 a year, free shipping in the United States. MuscleSportMag.com/subscribe. See you next time.